This thing's cleaning up really nicely though. After we turned my Formula blue for about half a day, we rigged up a dustless sander, which actually cut down on the dust significantly. You can no longer see it hazing throughout the air.
Well, I've also been doing lines,
which is good.
Right, so a lot of it's in here right now.
You like that, Jonathan? Yeah. Aloha, senors. What do you think of that Baja, Jonathan?
I think he did pretty well with this.
30 grand, that's pretty good, right?
And it's clean. Super.
It's really clean.
It could be nicer. Yeah. It's got blue cup holders.
Somebody, previous owner, I'm assuming.
Kept it in his garage the whole time.
Yeah, but they look what they did to the rear cover. And I think that's what he was talking about.
What do you mean?
Well, like it's almost like somebody drug a razor blade on it. And there's a couple stitching seams that...
No, what that's about is somebody stepped on it when it was cold and the threads broke.
Oh, here.
They were dry rotted.
Yeah.
And that brake is the same thing.
Oh.
A really cold step and the...
Yeah. See, this is the problem with all the speedboats, is they did all this fancy hatching and...
Yeah.
They'd always...
What you need to do is you have to build a transom plate.
Oh.
But then you have to store it somewhere.
Right. Yep.
My grandfather's 67 Buick Skylark, they got in on a cold morning day and the seat just freaking exploded and there were still chunks of it in my grandmother's garage on the floor.
Well, that was like when, I mean, this isn't the same thing, but like the Chris Craft.
Yeah.
When you went down in the cabin, the first time I sat down, it just split all the seams.
Yeah. It's horrible.
Yeah.
My poor Volvo, every seat just exploded.
Oh, really? Oh, it's the old leather.
It also had 400,000 miles on it, but just going.
That's what happens with old vinyl. Oh, you still got your...
That's leather right there, brother. The Bertram Yachts koozie. I know, I need to get that to Sarah.
Yeah. Nice. Well, I gotta figure out what I want to do today. What do you think, Harry?
Sorry, swear. And the heck darn shoot out of this way.
The heck darn shoot.
Yeah.
Cool. I may go rectify the last couple things on the Pursuit. We also just pulled the trigger on a Merco, finally. So,
A real sander.
a real sander that'll...
Well, that's the other thing too. It's so cold right now that from the vacuum running through the sander, my hands are freezing off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The vibration and the cold.
The vibration and the cold, my fingers just like stop working every.
And then we're getting rid of all this non-skid. Harry, I mean, you pretty much got it all.
It's pretty much done.
Yeah.
I need to get this little spot over there, little spot over here, and then the rest will just be filled by the barrier coat.
Painted and...
And when you grind the gel coat down that thin, all the crazing marks, the gel coat becomes so thin that it's not going to keep cracking. It just flexes with the boat.
I mean, on something this old, that's probably okay.
Yeah.
Creek Cruiser, that's all it has to do, is be the...
The 13-wheeler, it's going to do like 100 knots everywhere, all the time. It's like
The-
3-year-olds driving it.
be the Rutledge on the Y.
Was this like his grandfather's boat or something?
No, I think it was given to him or something like that.
Okay.
Remember, he has those two,
Yeah.
but one of them's untitleable.
There's always a way.
Yeah.
You just need a Keenan.
Yep, Maine. Maine, you can title trailers, no problem at all.
Libertarian Central.
Yeah. Yeah, sanding's the name of the game. It is 34 degrees right now. So no more epoxy work for a little while until we get temperatures back, but that's okay because we got a few things that need to be sanded and prepped, like the correct craft.
34 degrees. Did you say cold start video?
Everything's a cold start right now.
Oh, there's so many cold starts right now.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna keep piddling away. I do need to get to the Formula, but I'll probably keep piddling away on the engines here, but finish up my Pursuit. I was missing a couple pieces of hardware yesterday when we finished up the turbo install. So I need a couple coolant feed bolts, and then I got to get these studs out of here. Actually, I need these. That's for the exhaust manifold hookup on the turbo. So pull those out, get those on. I broke a couple hose clamps, replace a couple hose clamps, and then the Pursuit will be done minus adding some coolant. So yeah, we got a few things going on, even though it's cold and we're all geared up in warm weather gear, or cold weather gear, I should say. And it seems it's actually pretty nice outside, all things considered. Yeah. Grab a couple tools. We winterized a 1999 Tiara 3500 last night. Go back and watch that video. Again, if some of you guys are interested in that boat, it hasn't hit the market yet because they're still waiting for estate ownership, executorship transfer to occur, but it will be ready eventually. So we just put 11 gallons of coolant through that thing, getting its caterpillars all set, and its freshwater system, generator, etc. By the way, if you guys have a boat project and need some help, we do have some space in the shop opened up. We'd love to take on one of your boat revival, boat restoration. Doesn't matter if it's an engine swap, electrical, stern drive, wood, fiberglass, you name it. Obviously, paint work right now during the winter is a little tough, but we can get to anything that you guys are looking to tackle that you may not have the time to do yourself. So reach out, shoot me an email, leave a comment. I'll give you my email, but otherwise you can find it underneath the information of the YouTube channel. So we reached that fun little segment called Pick Your Starter. In this case, I literally have 4 of these big block starters that mount on the back of the transmission or the bell housing here. Hook up to our flywheel. So instead of coming from down here where they normally go on the bottom side, these mount up here because we've got our TRS transmissions. But anyway, I have 4 of these. The other one's sitting on the other transmission somewhere over there, which we'll go take a peek. But what I noticed, if you go back and watch the Chris Craft original videos where I'm trying to get that boat we salvaged started, these are the starters. So they actually, when you look at them, look to be in much better condition than the starter I just beat with a hammer off the back of this PCM motor. This guy looks pretty corroded and rusted. Again, that doesn't necessarily mean the insides are, but when you look at teeth and all that, I mean, it's probably a fine starter, but I'm probably gonna throw these in there. They still spin over just fine, and they look a little less corroded and rusty. Again, you guys are probably commenting and saying, why not just buy a couple new starters? But with these builds that are gonna go into the formula, I'm trying my best to reuse as many parts as I can. And then when the parts that I reuse don't work, once they're actually in the boat and really hard to get to, then we'll have to replace them. So it's a fun little game that we got going on here. So anyway, I'm probably gonna use that starter, this guy right here. We'll lube him up, grease him up, use electric grease, get them all cleaned up and throw them on that motor. And then this guy, well, where is your starter? I know where it is. Let's see what it looks like. Starter, where are you? These are the extra parts for the formula stern drives and everything. New trim. Ugh, tape. Aha! Nice. All right, so we actually got a good one. It's covered in sawdust. Ugh. I don't know if you guys were aware, but sawdust actually is a great way to preserve your starters. Ugh. There we go. Look at that sexy beast. It's slightly bigger than the rest of them, which is interesting. But I like it. It's got non-rusted nuts. Oh yeah, everything's greased up nicely. I'll spray that off with some air solvents. Get it nice and greased up. Cool. All right. So you are going to go back in the parts department and be questioned about being used in 5 years. You are going to go on that motor over there, and you are going to go on this motor here. That is the end of today's segment. Pick your starter. Harry just did a beautiful thing with his old leaf blower and just blew all the leaves in and around the shop, even for our little bathroom path. Yeah, check this out. We'll come check out to see what he's doing in a second. Sanding, dustless, no more blue getting everywhere. We don't want dust in our lungs or in the shop by any means, but check this out. No more leaves. Last 2 boats we pulled in and out of here, I just moved the formula the other day, and my truck was slipping like crazy coming up this hill because it was just filled with nasty, wet, decaying leaves. So Harry blew them all off, and we got a clean approach driveway coming up to the big bay door. And unfortunately, it's December, so our water's off, or else I would probably pull the formula out and wash it off again. But the old 955's been doing well. I think she's got a couple leaks. Yeah, but what tractor doesn't? I mean, she's a 95. Harry hates how the Yanmar smokes, but you know, that's our best thing we got going on so far for moving trailers and boats and whatnot. That is start of the aftermath of what Harry's got going on in and around here. So I'll take you around my beautiful 85, just sanding away. Okay, I'm at a pretty good spot right now. I've got my, oh, I need to get you connected and buttoned up. Oh, there we go. Let me do this with one hand real quick. And the impact. Whoop. Maybe. I need two. There we go. I've got this thing about where I want it. I swapped my spark plugs. This is the engine that wasn't rebuilt. That one was. So this one had old rusty spark plugs in it, but I did bore scope the cylinders. Cool, fuel, electric fuel pump is on. Same thing as the other motor. And then our common rail fuel injection. I've got new injectors on the way. They have to be slightly modified to work for this setup, but overall, that's easy. And the last thing here, I started to do it on time lapse, but I gotta swap out these transmission lines, I believe, for these down here, which I don't want to do. This one's all cracked up, but I think I'm gonna steal. I really don't want to steal cracked up transmission lines. I should go have some new ones made, but I need those fittings to fit on this cooler, and then hook up my power steering nipples there too. So this guy's, as she sits, about done until I clean her up a little bit, put some paint on her, and throw her in the boat. I think now what I'll do is I'll finish this heat exchanger stuff. I'll set her back down out of the way, and I'll go ahead and pluck this one so I can get the transmission on him and get him ready to go. This is the non-power steering pump motor, so our port motor, shorter belt and all that on the front. No power and steering pump over there. Much cleaner engine, obviously. Again, this one was the one that was rebuilt. Transitioning from throttle body injection EFI to the multi-port injection EFI with the Magnum air intakes, which are sitting over there. And here's that transmission. So, and that is that Gen 6 block that came out of the Chris Craft. The other one's at the machine shop. But this is the, this will get built for a different boat build in the future. So it's just going to sit here oiled and under a plastic cover until we get around to that. Oh my God, you guys are disgusting. Why didn't anybody say anything? Much better. We did a lot of good things here. I actually sorted out my transmission cooler lines, and what I ended up doing was actually swapping all the fittings from the other transmission to this transmission so I can use the proper lines that work with these brass plugs. I am going to do a good thing, and I'm going to have these hydraulic hoses remade. So I was just about to put them on, and the voices told me that I shouldn't do that. So we're gonna have those remade, spend the $80 or $100 to have new hoses made. It's way too expensive, but again, it's the right thing to do. And while I was at it, I got my transmission power steering lines rigged up to my cooler, and then the 2 that'll go to the actual ram in the boat, and then all the way back full circuit to my power steering pump. So that's all set and ready to go. And then I got a wild hair, and I did a thing. I am going to change my water pump impeller. Obviously, this thing is 15 plus years old, and somebody ran it improperly. Thing's cooked. So glad I did that. Got all the fins out, and I'm gonna put a new impeller in there with a new wear plate and a new O-ring. So I gotta order an O-ring and wear plate. I got a bunch of old ones, but again, I'm gonna do the right thing and put new parts on this thing. So there you go. This is just your pulley and bearing. It sounds fine. A few of the ball bearings in there. What was I going to say? I don't remember. Anyway, gonna leave this one be for now and go to the pursuit before I lose daylight. It's like 2 p.m. I gotta get some fuel at some point. Hang on, excuse me. Let me just make my big U-turn here. I love this drive to the pursuit. Nice, slow, 25 miles an hour. But it's just pretty. All the leaves are gone. Well, there's still a decent bit of leaves. It still looks like fall out here in Maryland, but I gotta say, I was cruising listening to this song. If you guys have heard this, go check out the rendition where him and Morgan Wallen play it together. It is really good. It'll make you feel something, that's for sure, even if you don't like the lyrics. But this is just an average day. I figured I'd take you guys along and start vlogging more so our days in and around the shop and boat work and what we do, rather than just put out full boat content. So love it or hate it, I think we're gonna start doing this more often, so you guys just become more part of our daily life. So that's what I'm looking to do here. But yeah, we'll pop down here. I got my tools and parts that I gotta put on in the back. I'm gonna take my time because this should be a quick job, but one dropped nut, one dropped stud, you name it, and this will become a much longer job than intended. And I'm running out of daylight. I only got about an hour of daylight left. Oh yeah, look at this. Beautiful with the sun setting. It does not get much better than that, other than disturbing the geese. All the boats are out of the water, except for this one crazy guy down here with a gray Pursuit with an orange boot stripe. This guy's insane. She's looking good though, but sadly, as I'm sure many of you are aware, she's for sale. But it is a necessary evil. This is a big asset. Oh, let me set down my tools real quick. This is a big asset to just hold on to with how much we use it. So we're pivoting to the smaller boats that can be stored inside, easier to work on, pull engines in the shop. They don't have a tower. You could never store this thing in a shop unless it was 50 feet tall. That's not true, 30 feet tall. If you drop the outriggers down. But you get what I'm saying. It's a fun boat, but we just don't use it like we should. We don't fish or anything, so. Moving on to the speedboat collection. The 3 80 speedboat, 90 speedboat, 2000 speedboats, all formulas. 2 SR1s, 1 Fast Tech. I'm speaking it into existence, and now I need my hardware over here so I don't drop it. Get my keys out. There we go. I gotta turn I got everything winterized. You guys haven't been down here in a while. Nothing's changed. It's just kind of storage for right now. I need to clean it out. Now you gotta get my main battery switch on so I can raise the engine hatch here. But she's good. She needs a bath. Waiting on these waiting on these acrylic curved windows. I sent them off to be remade, so they'll be brand new curved acrylic windows. And then I'm leaving this because I know the next person, I'm actually going to take my chart plotter back. But I know the next person is going to want to make their own glass helm. So leaving that how it is. I'm not going to spend the money to do that. All right, let's get this thing up and we'll get in there and I'll show you what we got going on. I tell you what, it is toasty down here. Oh, got the extreme heater running. Oh yeah, it is like, it's in the 50s down here, 30 something outside. That extreme heater is awesome. Safe for marine bilges. Everything's winterized except for the motors, so hence why we got the heater. That way we can run the boat whenever we want to in the winter. Isn't that convenient? Okay, here's that fancy new turbo. I need the two 10 mils there. And then I got 2 studs to put in on my turbo. And a hose clamp for this guy. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, a hose clamp for that air intake down there. So, real quick, I'm gonna do that. You guys don't need to see this, but this will finish this off. And we'll be set. I'm not gonna fire it up though, because I don't have coolant yet. Well, like any job, it's already become more invasive than I intended. These studs will not fit through this opening down here between the exhaust manifold and where the nuts go. So I actually have to remove the whole turbo from the exhaust outlet here, which requires removing this hose clamp, or removing this V-band clamp for the exhaust exit, removing this coolant hose that I just put on, loosening up, you know, the pipe that goes from here to our charge pipe. Yeah, and I think I can leave everything else on. So what I'm going to do is kick this turbo aft, and I'll be able to thread these studs in. Wish I would have had them here when I did this the first time, but you know how these things go. Status update. For one thing, it's beautiful out right now. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you can't beat this. Second thing, it's been an hour. As you can see, it's getting dark. My dumb A was trying to be fast, like I said, dropped the exhaust manifold to turbo gasket into my bilge, under my engine. Can't get it out. So I had to drive all the way back to the shop, and thank God had a spare, because I had 2 kits. So that's where we're at. I just got the spare actually in place and on, so it's not going anywhere. And I got my studs in, so I had to walk back to the truck, grab a quick pair of pliers, and now we go back down to the boat to finish this up. I mean, I'm sure everyone watching has heard it before, but whatever you do, I guess 2 pieces of advice here. If you want to listen to me, you don't have to. 1, when installing nuts and bolts, never have more than the one you're installing in your hand, because you always drop the other one. Common sense. 2, never rush. When you rush, you make the job last twice as long, and you lose things, you break things, you end up redoing whatever you did, or whatever you set out to do. So, anyway, back down to my little cubby hole. Look at this. It's so nice and quaint. It's warm down here. Oh, hey. Got my isinglass kind of protecting me, playing music, having a little party in the engine bay. Yeah, there you go. Got the exhaust gasket in. I'm gonna miss her. Tammy. Just kidding, it's TIMD. Gonna miss the Pursuit though. It was a good boat. Maybe in another lifetime we'll come back to one of these express style sport fisher, cruiser, whatever. But for now it's time to go fast. Okay, here we go. Let me do one of these and finish this up. It is finito. We got everything hooked up. V-band back on. It's dark. Couple 10 mils. Other 10 mils. And most importantly, our exhaust flange to our turbine is toit. So that's all we're gonna call it at that today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. This 2000 Pursuit 3400 that you guys know and love is maintenanced. Oil, filters, impeller, fresh heat exchangers, gaskets, anodes, brand new turbo. She's ready to go for whoever buys this boat. So huge thing to check off the list. And now let's put her away for the night. As always, I'm gonna stand down here in the light so you guys can see me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following along, and we will catch you next time. See ya! Oh, look at that moon. It's beautiful. Putting away the last couple tools, closing the toolbox. Just take a second to appreciate that. That's not the moon, that's the moon. Yeah. It's high idle season for the old rig. Oh, she's been a good girl. Oh, bye-bye.